Hello and welcome to The Biking Actor. Well, lockdown has finally eased, which means I can now come and take the Extra out for a quick spin. If you missed the previous video covering all the spec on the Extra, you can click on the link somewhere here. Now, all the bikes at the Electric Motorbike Company come with data tags and are alarmed as standard. So I thought I'd start this video off with showing you how the alarm works. So when you park your bike, you just click the alarm and walk away. Now, if anyone should come up and try and move your bike, the back wheel will lock and the alarm will sound. Well, let's see if it works. Yep. That back wheel is definitely stopped. So, unlock it. Very good. Well, let's take it for a spin. Okay, so here we are. So we've got a key fob. Or the key. So I'm going to try and use the key fob for a change. No, I think it's pretty difficult to do it in very thick gloves, but it's very cold. Okay, so power on. Look at that. So the battery is at 95% at the moment, and I've got just 5 miles on the clock. That's not bad at all. Now I'm assuming that's it. Like before, there's no sound. So I'm just hoping it's on. Okay, so we have 3 settings here. I'm on 3, so that's the faster mode. Kickstand is up. Mirrors adjusted. Okay, well, let's give it a whirl. Oh, it's so nice to be back out on the road again, and judging by the control panel, it's a balmy 7 degrees. So I hope you appreciate this this video. Now, the Extra is one of the Electric Motorbike Company's top sellers, and it's easy to see why. I love the look of the bike with its very distinctive X-style front light display, which is very eye-catching, and hence the name, the Extra. Now, one of the main selling points of the Extra is its range. The fact that you can put 2 batteries in the scooter increases your range to, they say, around 90 miles, depending on how you ride your bike. But that's fantastic. Even a single battery, they say you can do around 45 miles, which is absolutely perfect if you're just using it for a daily commute to the station or your place of work. Because every day you go home, you're going to charge it up, which means every time you're out on the scooter, you've got a fully charged or fully fueled bike to go out on. But if you want that extra mileage, you can go for the 2 battery option. Now, I've had a look online at some of the other electric scooters that are out there, and the Extra is one of the most affordable at just £1,920. And that's because of the government's plug-in motorcycle grant, which gives you 20% off the purchase of any electric scooter. Now, unlike other scooters that I've had a look at, there's plenty of room in the footwell here because they've cut out either side of the steering panel, so you can actually get your feet further forward, which actually makes it a rather pleasant seating experience. And also the seat on the Extra is actually quite long and is perfect for a pillion if you wanted to give someone a lift. Now, I'm on mode 3 at the moment, which is its top mode, which says it can take you up to 30 miles an hour. And it's true. At the moment, it says 30. It actually feels quite nippy at times. Now, a lot of things have changed because of COVID. A lot of people have lost their jobs and have had to change their jobs. And there's a lot being said about the gig economy at the moment. And one of my best friends stopped working, and so he had to look for other work. And he started doing deliveries for one of the food companies. So I had a chat with him, and he was letting me know how awkward it was sometimes in a car to make food deliveries, because some of the roads around Watford are street parking, which means when you're trying to deliver food, there's absolutely nowhere to pull up and make the delivery. So I'm trying to encourage him to get a scooter, because it's a perfect solution to that problem. And I also told him that if you purchased one of these, he could get a top box fitted. The Electric Motorbike Company offer that shad box, which would be perfect for deliveries. Pop everything in the back, and then you're good to go. So as a driver in the gig economy, a scooter makes perfect sense, which is why you see so many of them around. But also as a company, if you were to make sure that all your riders only rode electric, then that would be a huge selling point. To say that, food was delivered in an eco-friendly way, because that's something that's becoming more and more important. And a full charge on the extra costs just 30p. Kind of crazy. So when I was working in the theatres in London, I used to have to come and drive to Watford Junction and park my car. So what I'm doing now is I'm just riding to Watford Junction. Now the daily cost to park your car at Watford Junction is about £8.50. So if I was parking my car 6 days a week, which is what you do in the theatre, you do 6 days a week. If you add that up over a year, that's over £2,600. So when the theatres come back, no worries. If I purchase one of these, I'd actually be saving money. So if, like me, you had to park at the station to go to work, by buying an electric scooter, you could save yourself over £600 a year. Now, you could argue that you could cycle, and that's a good way to stay fit. But there's something about riding a bicycle that concerns me. Bicycles aren't always as visible as a scooter. So I would feel a lot safer riding an electric scooter than cycling. So this bike can hit 30 with ease in mode 3. Well, I want to try mode 2, which kind of limits your speed to 22 miles an hour, which is going to be perfect for city riding, where so many of the roads are now 20 miles an hour. And one of the things that I find most frustrating in a car is always having to look at your speedometer to see what speed you're going. So to have something that limits your speed to the actual speed of the road, it's kind of perfect. So I'm going to switch now to mode 2, and hopefully that will mean I won't be able to go over 22, I believe. Here we go. 22 miles an hour. 23. Perfect. I mean, that is great. The fact that you can just switch off in the sense of looking at your speedometer, because you know you're not going to go over the speed limit for those 20 mile an hour roads in London. And then you can just relax. Now, another thing to bear in mind when it comes to parking at a station, not only do you save money with a scooter because parking's for free, but also with the extension of the congestion zone in October, which is coming down to the North Circular, suddenly driving a petrol or diesel vehicle, it's going to become quite expensive. So certainly my car, I try and limit any journey to London at the moment, which is why they've done it. But when they extend it to the North Circular, that's just going to be hard. So the benefits of getting something electric becomes even more evident. So there are so many pluses to switching electric. The no congestion charge, the no emissions charge, free parking, the fact that you can go in bus lanes as well, and the fact that the government are giving you money off to purchase certain electric scooters at the moment. So I hope that's been useful to you. If you've got any questions, just leave them in the comment box below, and if I can answer them, I will. If you've enjoyed the video, then please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see any more videos, then just hit that notification bell. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. So I'm back at the base. It's gone down to about 48%. It says I've been on the road for 26 minutes and 10 miles. You can add on to that because I actually did the trip to the station twice. So you can probably add on another 10 miles. So 20 miles, 50%. Kind of sounds about right. Excellent.